Good morning. This is Sandra with Willow 57. Thank you so much for coming and watching, joining me today. I have several different things that I want to share with you on this video, but first I want to show you this. So the bag charm thing is, as many of us know, it's taken over the world. Everybody's getting the cutest little charm for their bags, and I can't say that I've joined that yet. I used to tie a scarf to my purses, but I haven't done that in a while. But the charm idea, I love. It's such a cute idea. Haven't done it yet, but I love it. Okay, so I thought, how can we incorporate that into junk journaling? Well, this is what I came up with. I made this little purse, and I laminated it. I put an eyelid in it, and I added a charm. See? However, it's also a notebook that you can throw into a junk journal as a little writing space, or it can also be carried around in your purse for notes, right? And I'm also, on my Etsy, going to be selling this with, it'll have 4 exchangeable charms and exchangeable notepads that match the charms. So here's the strawberry shortcake one. I love strawberry shortcake. It's got a little red bead, the strawberry. It's got the little strawberry notepad. Oop. This is a gnome. I thought this would be cute for fall. And this one is a bunny rabbit with a matching note card. So these will be available on my Etsy if you're interested. I also have another set. Let me show you that one. Same thing. This is a copy of that original purse, also laminated. This one is a rose with a dangle. Cute. It's got Willow 57 down there in the corner. And this has a rose notebook. And this one also comes with 4 charms and notebooks that match. This one is a unicorn with this notepad. This one is a sunflower. They're a mess right now, aren't they? Sunflower. This one is a sunshine and a cloud. It says find your joy. So those all will be on my Etsy soon. And like I said, these are interchangeable. So this comes off and then you can put a different notebook, notepad, whatever they are, into this. And then you change out the, I'm not going to go through all that with you. You understand, it's a bulb clip. So anyway, it's interchangeable. I thought it was really cute. If you're interested in those, they will be on my Etsy soon. So come check those out. However, here's what I want to do with you today. Okay. It's going to take a while. So grab you a drink and get relaxed. I have fallen into the world of Taja. I don't know how to say this. If I'm saying this wrong, forgive me, but this is her journals. I will try to remember to I'm sorry, put her link in the description so that if you have not heard of her or watched her yet, she is an art journaler and her stuff is so cute. In fact, my granddaughter, and I love watching her, my granddaughter calls her the cute girl. I want to watch the cute girl videos because her stuff is so cute. So I've been doing the doodles with you. We've been doing that the last couple of weeks. And so I wanted to show you this set that I did with some of my doodles. And then I'll get into showing you what I've been doing with her. Okay. All right. So here's a set that will also be available on my Etsy. It's a journaling card set. All of these come in one set. This says yes, I can. It's kind of hard to read, but it says yes, I can. Energetic, find the good, notes, joy. Well, why not? And then we have sing louder, look for the light, never quit. That's just a flower. Weenie dog. This one's my favorite. Shh. Just don't talk till this is gone. Hey, this is a gnome. Those are all doodles that I hand drew. The decorations in the back on these cards I did myself. This is hello. This is Opal, my friend Opal. Cat. A unicorn that says believe. A fun bunny rabbit. A bear. And this is Onyx and Ember. Onyx is the cat. Ember's the girl. Aren't they cute? Paper doll that I made. So anyway, this whole set comes together and will be available on my Etsy as a set if you're interested in those. So those are some of the doodles. And this is what I was going to do with you today, was make at least a couple of these with you. But then I ran into this woman, Taja. I'm not sure. Tasia. I don't know. And anyway, I've started doing some of her artwork, kind of following her channel and copying some of her stuff because it really is so cute. And so here's one of them that I have done. Isn't that so cute? And so I thought that would be fun to make on these journaling cards. So I went ahead and did a couple of them. Here's the set. I was selling on my Etsy these really grunged up index cards. And they kind of quit selling. You know, things go in and out. So I sold a whole bunch of them, and then they just kind of fiddled out. So I was like, okay. Well, I had some pre-made, so I didn't know what to do with them. So I'm like, well, this is great. It kind of gives me a kind of a background already that I can use to get started on my little art pieces. So this one says, from the clouds, the flowers appear on the earth. This one said, those who don't believe in magic will never find it. And these are all hand doodles that I did. This is my own artwork, very heavily inspired by her. If you have not followed her yet, she is so good. And this one says, breeze the quiet beauty. Her little whimsical houses and little clouds. She always does her little clouds with a line like they're hanging. So cute. I love that. And so, of course, I did it. I add a silver lining to my clouds and the hearts that she doesn't do. So, you find somebody you like, you kind of do what they do, and then you make it your own. And that's kind of what I'm doing. So anyway, I want to make one of these with you guys today. Let's just see where it goes. I have a couple of paper dolls that I have picked out that I want to pick from. These are girls that I made. And yes, I named them because I can. That's why. All right. And then I have a pack of doodles that has various stuff in it that I kind of want to go with. Right? All right. So she always starts out her videos with doing the backgrounds. And so I'm going to do the same. I'm going to pick a card. I'm going to pick one of these big ones. And I think... I think it's going to be between those two. I don't know why, because I want to. This is Rose. I have an idea for her, so I don't think I'm going to do that one today. I'm thinking maybe like a city scene. That's what I want to do. So maybe that. It already matches the stripes in her. Yeah, let's try that. You want to? All right. Okay, so we're going to be working with Cindy today. We're going to make Cindy a world. Cindy to me looks like a city girl. She does not look like she's in the country. So I have a few like city buildings that I doodled. I even did, which I may have to do this separate. This is a library. Look at that. It's a library with a book of fairy tales and a library card. I don't even know if they use library cards anymore. When I was little, the library in the town that I grew up in was one of my favorite places. They had like a tree loft that little kids can climb up into and read, and it was magical. So I'm thinking probably this one. Let's see. Yeah, I like it. But I think I might like it better on this background instead. I'm changing my mind. Why? Because I'm a woman and I can, right? All right, yeah. All right, so the first thing she always starts with is the background, like I said. So we're going to do some doodles on our card. Okay, so this is a 5x7, I believe. No, it's 5x8. Yeah, it's a 5x8 card. And it's just a index card that I decorated. I did all this a long time ago. Well, a couple months ago, yeah. All right, so here are my markers and my watercolor pencils. Got them all neatly organized in this new tote I got from the Dollar Tree. All right, I'm going to see. Hopefully that doesn't cast too much shadow sitting there. Maybe we'll go this way. Bring a light a little closer so we can see. Oop. I turned my TV on accident. Turn that back off. All right, so it's got to go this way, I'm assuming. All right. I'm going to cut her out just so we can kind of get a... town near here, about an hour away. They have a park that has several willow trees in it. And my granddaughter, we've been to this town a couple of times, but it always seems to fall in, not when the willow trees are blooming. They were always sleeping. So I told her that one day we were going to go and I'm going to show her the willow trees. And, well, yesterday was that day. Her mom and I and her just made a quick little trip down there and got some lunch and took her to the park where the willow trees were. It was so fun. she wasn't as impressed with the willow trees. Of course, them being in a park, I didn't want to, try to braid them together and put her on them or anything like a swing. I didn't want to destroy their willow trees. So I didn't bother with that aspect, but it was kind of hot out yesterday. Very humid, very humid. So she was pretty miserable. I had fun. I enjoyed them greatly. So we got to go hang out with, I call her Grandma Willow, of course. All right, let's see. Well, first of all, you just decorate this, okay? And this is just kind of intuitive, and you just kind of go with what you want to do. I'm going to be using, starting off with a jelly roll. This one looks like it has the most ink in it, so we'll go with this one. And you just do doodles. So I'm going to doodle this up. I'm going to stop talking and I'll play you some music while I do this. And All right, so there's that decorated. A lot of this will go to the background as we do this, so it all won't be this bright and vivid, but it gives interest to me. So I like it. Okay, so then we're going to put the building up here and her down here. I'm thinking hills don't really make sense unless you're in San Francisco, I guess. But maybe a street. Maybe a street and sidewalk, like here. Could pull it down so we can put clouds, of course. Yeah, let's do that. Do I want her on this side, in the middle, or on that side? Don't know yet. Right now we're going to focus on the street. So probably about here over. I'm going to take a gray. No, I'm not. One of the things I decided with my, did I though? No, we're going to go with gray. I'm going to try a cool gray. Number 5. We're going to try it. And I know this is like counteractive of everything we just did, but I'm going to try it. We're just going to go for it, you know? And I'm just going to completely cover all of this up. And this is just pushing all of that we just did to the background a little bit. I may need to do a darker gray, but that's okay. That's why you start with the lightest gray. I'm going to go with a darker gray. So this one is warm gray, not cool gray, warm gray. And let's just see what that looks like. A little darker maybe for our street. What do you think? That. I like it. Okay, now what I have found is that the colors, obviously I can't just come in here and make the yellow lines in the road, you know, the straight lines over this too well. We'll try. But I found that if I use the white, not even. If I use the white Posca pen first and then come back over and color over the white with whatever color, it works pretty good. I'm going to dry that. I'm drying this. That's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to fan myself. So then I'll take my Posca pen and I'm just going to put white lines because it's a city street. Okay. Do I want to go ahead and make a curve? Try to make some kind of curve here in a sidewalk maybe? Am I that talented that I don't know. We're going to try. I'm going to try to make me a little sidewalk here. That goes the full length of this. And I'm going to color this white like that. And then in a little bit I'll come back in and do the sidewalk lines. It's just about, you know, having fun, being creative. I am not the best artist, as you can clearly see. But it's fun, you know? Learning. Every day I'm experiencing new things and learning new art techniques. And that is what it's all about. It's growing. I do not like being stuck in any kind of genre or whatever, you know? Who knows? Next week you may come back on my video and I'll be going back to the grunge or the lacy whatever. Because you just never know with me. All right, here's yellow. I'm going to attempt now to color in the white lines. Is that right? Are they yellow? I think they're yellow, right? I probably should have let that dry a little bit longer. But that's all right. Cool thing about this is come back over the second time and it makes it a little darker. Yeah. So yeah. All right, then I'm thinking probably want to do a darker gray. I'm going to try this. This is blue gray. Kind of to Yeah, you really can't see that, can you? Too much. Kind of do an outline here of our sidewalk. Then I'm going to take my Uniball pen and make a sidewalk cracks. And our girl here is not on the sidewalk. She is jaywalking, so. Okay. And then, of course, the sky is not this. It's going to be blue. So I'm going to pick me a pretty blue. I think I'm going to go with crueling. I don't know. I don't know what that word is. It's a blue. That's it. And I'm just going to cover over all of this. Again, pushing all that I just did into the background. Because that's all just there for some kind of visual interest in our wonky world. Yeah, so now our sky is blue, our streets are gray, our sidewalk is white. Little town. You know, I'm thinking about putting a little tree right there. Why? Because I can. Because I can. Just like this. Okay, so you take a little bit of green. Not gonna have to be a big tree. Kind of tuck it back in there. Why not? Why not, right? And then the clouds, it's done. Bam. Just like that. Just kidding. There's a lot more to do. Don't leave me yet. All right, so let's start gluing this stuff down. Isn't this fun? It's so cute and creative. All right, figure back out where I want this. My little wonky trees can go right under there. Maybe a little higher. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dark brown. This is chestnut brown. And I'm going to draw me a tree trunk. And there is, you know, this is simple. Anybody can do a tree. A little bit of roots going on there. Not that it's going to be seen, but we know it's there, right? And then kind of do the same thing up top for the limbs. A little bit of offshoot like that. He's a tall, lanky guy. What can I say? Okay. Put those back in. Like that. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut out this part and here in the purse. I think it just looks better. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I'll let it be drying. And I will come in and do some highlighting around that tree too. So he's not done yet. Don't panic. I can feel you guys staring at that tree going, that tree's not done. That tree's not done. I know it's not. None of it's done. Kind of wonky, right? Okay, I'm gonna take my little friend and cut this out. Yeah, I'll leave the purse. It's fine. The purse, the inside the strap there. It's fine. Right? Okay. Put that back. All right, let's glue our girl down. Right there or right there. I think about there. I do think I'm going to go ahead and cut a little closer around the head at least. That white is just kind of throwing me off. Sometimes it doesn't bother me, the white outline, but on this one it just does not look quite right. That's okay. See how much difference that made? I'll go ahead and do around the arm too then, I guess. Because once you see it, kind of hard to unsee. There's our girl out on the town. She's just taking herself a little walk. All right, let's glue her down. She's cute, right? Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is take this that I cut our sweet little Cindy out of and make the clouds out of it. Okay. And I kind of trace them first with a pencil just because. And I always like flat bottom clouds, but you can do yours however you want. I tend to do one bigger one and one smaller one. All right. Okay, so now what I always do is I give my clouds a silver lining. And I tend to, I don't always, I've done, always, I've done like five of these cloud cards, so, like always. But I try to do some kind of blue color on the cloud or something, because that's just me. Kind of brings a little bit of something to the picture. You can do them any color you want, but you can leave them white. That's fine too. I like mine to be blue, especially because there's really not blue in the sky like a traditional, realistic. So this kind of brings the blue where it needs to be. And then I pick a color. I'm probably going to do purple, and I make little hearts on my clouds. Basically just a V like that. Then I take my Uniball pen and I outline them. Just kind of gives them a little bit more. Well, normally it does. That purple, it doesn't really show that right. So never mind. I'm going to do the jelly roll instead and do white. Give them a contrast. I need to get more jelly roll pens. They don't have to be perfect. It'll look just as cute. Like that. Cute, cute, cute. Okay. All right, so then we glue that down. Our little clouds. And then, of course, we take our black and we make us a line, showing that our cloud is hanging. Not that that really showed up, but you get the point. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this big old thing out of the way for a second. And I'm going to bring in color pencils to do some highlighting and that kind of, right? Now we need to do that tree, because that tree, I'm just going to add a little bit of color, definition to it. Nothing too complicated, just wiggle around on it and possibly find a darker green. Like this one. Oh, they're about the same, so you choose. And we kind of do a little bit of squiggle. Ooh, and break the tip off your newly sharpened pencil. All right, what else do we need? I think I'm going to use a Sharpie to make those lines a little bit bolder. Like that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of shadowing. Because this index card is so grungy, I think my things always end up looking more like a night scene, which is fine. I mean, the lights are on in the building, so that makes sense. I do need more. I think I'm going to do gold. That's what I'll do. Let me get the gold Posca. So these are my first time to use the Posca pens. I've seen them forever, obviously. Where have I been? Why have I not gotten these before? I'm going to highlight those in gold. Usually I do my paves, my little sidewalks in gold. Where did my ones that are done to go? I'll show you. They always walk on streets of gold. See? Gold, gold, and gold. So she needed an element of gold too. I'm still not crazy about that sidewalk. It just doesn't look that... That looks gray, right? It's still too white for me. Maybe I should do it in gold. Let that be the gold road. Why not? Why not? I don't like it white. That looks so much better. Maybe it's just me, but I like it so much better. Yeah, like that. All right, I'll put that away. All right, so I think for the most part, probably we'll do some more shadowing. All right, so now I need to add words, and then we're done. I think she's pretty cute. Turned out pretty cute. What should her words say? Follow your heart. Let's just do that. Now where should we put it? Should we put it down here on the street? Or up here in the sky? I think up here. Follow your heart. That's what I think. This is done. Okay. I'm going to take this guy. Just kind of outline it. You know, I think I may do my lines white on this one. Yeah, I like that. Should I do a white line? I don't know. I could overthink everything. You know how it goes. All right. So anyway, I think that's good. So I'm going to continue to work on these, and I'll have an entire set of these available on my Etsy soon. And there'll be different scenes I don't know. We'll see where it takes me because this is just kind of fun, you know? And it's another way that we can use up our doodles, which are book pages. I do these on book pages, as you can see the words. So you're using up book pages, and then a lot of this stuff, like the little houses and stuff, and are all out of scrap papers, you know, scraps. So you're using up your scraps. Also, the background paper, I don't know if you can see that, but you can tell there's paper in the back. And you can use any kind of paper to back an index card. And then how I grunge these up, I think I've done a video, but I'm not sure. But I take paper, scrapbook paper, and I tend to do paper, that I probably don't like that great. Probably wouldn't use them anywhere else. And I glue it to an index card, and then I grunge it up with paint or gesso, inks, lots of inks, and then just grunge it up, you know, make it look grungy. And there's how that ends up. I don't know that I would start from scratch to make these whimsical things with the grunge, because like I said, it kind of makes all my things look like a night scene, which is fine. I like it. I think it looks good. But if you want yours to be brighter, kind of like she does on her journals, Taja, I don't know if that's her name. She never says her name. She's from Finland, and it's so cute. Her little accent is so cute. Anyway, if you want yours brighter looking like hers are, then I probably would not grunge them like this. But I've already have a bunch of these grunged up, is why I'm using them to get, you know, use up your stash. So but if you like the dark background, kind of like these are, the grungy look, that's how I'm doing mine.